mention my price today. Niggas been thinking for ice today. Never been thinking my price today. Let me season me. I cannot think of a screw in this. I make my flame of my business. I'm a brand of my business. Let me season me. I cannot think of a screw in this. I make my flame of my business. I'm a brand of my business. I don't smoke.
You good?
Cool. Wait, for how long is the podcast?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Now, for today, I'll control everything. Hence, we are very talkative. So, officially, I welcome you, Tyrone, once again. Once again. I love talking to you, my brother. You know.
Dango.
You know.
Likewise,
so,
dog.
maybe to the things that maybe we'll talk about, then can be the other thing that we spoke about earlier on during our first episode. But I'm looking forward to, to have more and get more details about, firstly, FYC, get to know you even more. Because I fundamentally believe, because now you have seated, you'll circle, you'll release your energy to your seat, you won't be moving around. So Tyrone, how are you? Let me just start with my official question. How are you feeling?
Great in yourself, dog. I'm very great, It's a Sunday, I ate, I'm drinking water. Great to be alive in yourself.
Nah, thank you so much. You hear that from you. Well, take us through from your life's journey. I just want to know a little more about you, your ground up, your background, till this far. Oguti, what made you to be like, let me focus more on the leadership style before I take you from ground up. Let me first focus more on your leadership. Oguti, what entrenched you? Were you a quiet kid? Were you an introvert, ambivert, an extrovert kid at school? Then you say like, let me just be the voice of those kids who thought things but never said.
To be honest with you, like I said in the last episode, although my life was not based about like leadership, I did go through leadership trials in terms of me being part of the RC when I was in grade 12. In grade 11, I was also part of the class rep RCs. And then also I worked at the tech shop. So also during my grade 11, I sort of started like a protest in school because one of the teachers, like one of my business teachers got was it suspended or he got fired, either or. And then the person that did it was basically the same person that did the same mistakes, but he like shadowed away from, but decided to come there and punished our business teacher. So I thought that was not fair, and a bunch of us, me and my friends that day, were like, no dog, what is happening? And then we started moving when they dragged. Worst part is the person that punished the business teacher, he dragged him outside in front of students. So he didn't just come say you're fired, but he came through and he pulled them, and then it was like, it's fine. So he did that in front of class. When he did that in front of class, we all reacted. When we reacted, we marshaled our way to the front when he was being dragged out the door. And then when that happened, we were walking down the steps, and then all of a sudden my class is out, come out. Then we said the teacher's name because everyone loved the teacher, you understand me? It's one of those like we said this is happening, then we just started yelling, ha, jiggy jiggy. School was out, the teacher left the other teacher and he ran back to the admin's office, and then he locked the doors. It was crazy. That day we were just there and we're like, how? And then during that time, that's when I sort of experienced politics. Because of what happened, the teachers would call me side to side saying, okay, the owner of the school, because the school was like only 5 years old. So even my grade 12 was like the third generation or second, if I'm not mistaken. So the actual owner is like the founder of the school. So the owner was gonna come and understand what was happening with the whole altercation.
Was it a private school?
Yeah, it was a private school. So the owner came, he was coming on Thursday. It happened like on Monday. And then the teachers started pulling like individuals like myself who were part of the protest. They were like, okay, we need you guys to speak on teachers' behalf, on teachers must be permanent, teachers must do 1, 2, 2 and stuff like that. And then that's why I found myself in that space of having to advocate for people.
So were you a quiet person in school?
No, I wasn't. I mean, I was advocating for students. Exactly. I was naughty. I didn't do what I was supposed to.
At school, did you
what do you mean?
Like academically?
No, I was good in some subjects. I was bad in other subjects.
Top 10? Were you there? Surely you were there, my brother.
For specific subjects, yes. For specific, but overall, no, I wasn't.
Coming here, what entrenched you? Could say, let me not just play a political role, but let me just try to divert and run away from this politics, but still do the things that a politician keeps on promising because they will do for students.
So, okay, so you see in terms of politics on campus, you must understand about that politics are basically entrenched everywhere. Literally everywhere. Some of the staff members are politicians, former political students. Some of the lecturers were part of certain things back in, because they come from university as well.
True.
You understand me?
Yeah,
But Soshingu is like, I don't know, it feels like the mother body of like student politics, because everything is so active here. You're part of politics yourself. So I'm sure you've been through certain things. You're like, how? I don't think other campuses do this. And if you see, me myself, during a campaign session, I'm sure you've been to other campuses and you sort of had like perspective into their lifestyle.
True.
And you don't really think that it's more rough than social. Social politics is very, you understand, we take it personal.
It's very personal.
So before myself, I could grasp that, and I just understood that politics is very important on campus. But ironically, I came into that afterwards, because first I was chairperson for the house committee. That was more like administrative work. You understand me? It's more like just solving. I don't have to wear a t-shirt, a comrade. I just go there. Students come to me when they need assistance in terms of academics, and then I respond in terms of giving them solutions and giving them directions, making sure that they have timetables, making sure that they have information that is between the lectures and themselves. I am the bridge. So that's what I was doing.
Here's Tyrone now with new entrenches, new goal, new dream that he has achieved. Chairperson of the whole faculty. No, it's no longer a chairperson for the house committee anymore. Chairperson of the whole faculty for humanities. What is the way forward?
So, direction for the Faculty of Humanities, I'd be lying if I gave specifics. But every day I think about how I can like better the Faculty of Humanities. Like how I explained to you that humanities is not Soshanguve.
True. Yeah, I remember that.
I was telling you about Emalahle, Mbombela, Pulukwani. There are humanity faculties there, and I am there at SFC as well. I'm not just based in Soshanguve. So by all means, I'll try to maybe engage with UT to allow us to expand. If we learn what other campuses are doing, we can come back and bring that knowledge here. Because now we're isolated as humanities. Other campuses are prospering as humanities. Soshanguve, we're not doing as great. Let's find out what they are doing right. Understand?
So to the people you were consisting with, did you feel goosebumps? Were you shaken?
Yes, sort of. Actually, I was.
By whom? Between the two?
Not them, myself. I compete against myself at the end of the day. It was a thing of, I'm not putting enough energy. I'm not doing this. I'm not taking this serious. I'm not waking up early. You understand me? People, like, that's why in the last episode, I was like, I do not feel like I deserve it, because when I know how I started in terms of for campaigning. I know what I did. I saw my brother Salise and DT busy work in the ground. I saw his people at North Campus when I was campaigning. I was like, that is very proper. Me myself, I was doing it my way, and maybe I just feel like my way wasn't like in terms of I didn't put as much effort. I was smart about it, but I didn't feel like I put in the manpower, you understand me, the sweat into it. Because me myself, like when I explain politics, in terms of like 21st century politics, what politicians in the 21st century must understand that. You yourself can promote EFF in like the social media space. You can be a podcaster for EFF, make it grow that way, spread the message that way.
True.
You understand me?
I understand.
So, but in social, we're used to common traditions of door-to-door manpower. But now, you understand me? We have a social media space. That's what I utilize myself.
So you use social media?
Yes, I utilize social media. I believe a lot in social media. I mean, you can get paid from someone you do not know from India through social media.
Hey, I was that possible, my brother.
But you have the internet. You see, for my course, I can do copywriting for other people. Even you don't even need my course. You yourself, if you're good at English, you go to the website, you go to the internet.
I teach.
I would be lying if I said which website specifically. I saw my brother. His name is Kama. He was doing it on his laptop, busy copywriting. He's very good at English. He's very good at articulating himself, reading, and like he's just a great person. He was there this one time and he was doing it. He's like, Ty, I'm about to get paid because I did someone's paper. How on the he's like in dollars. I'm like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
You understand me? He was in the room the whole time.
The only time that I know good social media pages is through YouTube, through brands, through sponsors, through TikTok, through Facebook Reels. You know, that star that you found. Yeah, that's the only thing that I know social media pays from. I didn't know about that.
Nah, thing is, that one is hard. You know yourself.
Yeah,
it's hard to get like sponsorship.
True.
It's hard for you to get, even if you have numbers these days. Everyone has numbers. It's hard for you to stand out. So those people who Nike can be like, here's our product. There's a lot of people with 1 million subscribers, 1 million followers. No sponsors. People just don't know how to like engage business wise in terms of their platforms. Because some people are doing it for fun when you can make money.
Because I'm here for money myself. It's my side hustle. Besides school.
Exactly, understand me?
Well,
so you think of it as a business, like in the business context of it, not just a podcaster for I'm sharing my life, my perspective of the world.
I'm not thinking about anything.
Exactly, you're trying to make guap.
But it's not an issue. That issue, but because we all here for money. Even sponsors came just that they're adding up to the amount that I do have. So I think it's all goes for. It's arrogance at some point, because you do it for money. I'm doing it for money, because if this thing doesn't happen, then what? The government is not going to come and say, hey my brother, I'm giving you a job. Julius is not going to come from anywhere that he comes from and say, my brother, oh Cyril, I'm giving you a job. I must do it for myself. As the youth, because now what they do, they condemn the youth and ensure no, the youth doesn't get whatever they need.
That's very true.
You see?
It's very true, man. Like, they're suppressing the youth.
Yeah, they're suppressing the youth.
Yet they want us to be part of their...
How is it possible that we have the unemployment rate above 36%?
In South Africa?
It's outrageous.
That is crazy.
It's outrageous. Now imagine I graduate. After that, I know eventually, whether I like it or not, I'm not going to have a job. Whether I qualified with higher amount
You're just not going to have a job.
I'm just not going to have a job. Must I bribe?
That is crazy. I mean, if you have to dollar it, my brother. If you have to dollar what you got for yourself. Me, myself, like in terms like of an ethical perspective, I wouldn't say that I wouldn't. Because now I'm fighting for my life. You understand me? Like if you're bribing for a job, dollar it. It's a job. You understand me?
Yeah,
Jobs don't come like easy.
Yeah.
You understand me? Now we live in a world where those sort of concepts have to exist, because we are forced by the people that want us to advocate for them. Because the reality is, I'm gonna vote for whoever I vote for. I have to go back to that same person and be like, remember me?
Remember?
You understand me?
Yeah.
And then it's like, fade, and now I got power. Talk to me nice.
Yeah. I understand.
That's how it moves. That's just basically life, and that's the thing that I do not like. Because in terms of when they move like that, I'm like, sharp. I look at it and I'm like, sharp, they are surviving. And then they start milking the same cow.
Yeah.
You understand me? That's when I'm like, how? Bruh. That is no, come on.
Now here you are in power, the president of the biggest organization of all time, FYC, First Day Council.
Yeah.
Like, take us from the ground up. From the soil to the constructive mode to the building to the rooftop to the furniture inside. How did it came about? FYC.
You know, thing is,
fuck you, cuz FYC. How did it come up? I'm sorry.
So, FYC, First Year Council.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You know, every time I think about it, it's like, to me, it's a thing of, it's there, but I don't believe.
Good.
It's there.
It's there.
Like,
we all see it.
Like, that's the thing. I don't know. Remember how I was explaining to you, like, the narcissistic part of me, of how I try to, like, not try to be that guy. But I explained to you that the reason people reach out to you, they're like we want life, is because they see on the podcast, they see that person of you.
True.
But then, like, trying to, like, beat your own drum is also somehow exactly. So also the whole thing of, I try to, like, I acknowledge that it's there, but then I try not to be like, oh yeah, it's there, because I feel like once I do that, I accept that it's there and I hit a pinnacle. Me, I want to continue to make sure that, like, I want that vision of mine, because now I hear people saying, oh, it's there. But in my head, I'm like, this is not how I'm seeing it. I still want it to be a certain way.
So how do you see it being there?
That is, I want you to be able to identify it.
By t-shirt?
Not even by t-shirt.
By?
You know you're a TT student, right?
Yeah.
You must know you're a FYC. That's simple. As long as you're first year, you understand me, you must identify as FYC. That's what I want. That's why I try to be part and partial of TUT in terms of try to be part of the orientation programs. The way FYC came out, it was because I saw that one, TUT itself does not cater for first years the same way other universities cater for first years. At UP, they have an orientation for first years where they literally show them how to walk around Hatfield. Hatfield is small, but they cater and they treat those first years like babies. You understand me? They show them, because you must understand the first year doesn't know anything when they get here. So that's the first way. That's how FYC came about. But also I recognized that when I was chairperson. I was chairperson for the house committee. That was during my first year. The reason my first years got information was because I was chairperson. Whatever I wasn't chairperson, I was going to advocate for us. Because the first day of my orientation, I sat there in a room trying to connect to the Wi-Fi for 3 hours. Facts. On the 14th of February last year, I want to help them basically like structure TUT in a way that caters for first years. Why? Because cater for the first years, you make sure that they are peoples of TUT. Like you condition them to be who you want them to be in the second year, third year, fourth year, advanced. You help them become a person that represents TUT. You understand me?
I understand.
So I'm trying to do that with FYC and TUT. Because I tried to do that as TUT. I didn't like the fact that people treat TUT like I didn't work hard to get here. You understand me?
Are you funded?
No, I'm not funded. I'm actually self-funded. NSFAS top at me. So, yeah.
Top at you how?
It was just like complications in the system. Also on my behalf in terms of like papers and stuff. So
it is the repeatment, ne?
like the whole system changed. People don't understand. Things are changing, and I feel like people are still stuck in the past. That's why they are mad. But if like in terms of you allow that, okay, things have changed, let us think of new solutions. Problems, we're thinking of like solutions the old way people did it. The NSFAS is not even like in Pretoria anymore. It's in Cape Town now.
Yeah, it's in Cape Town.
You understand me?
Yeah.
For you to get approved by NSFAS, if you're in TUT, all you need to do is go to the NSFAS office, and then they are the ones that send that document directly to the Cape Town office. Why? Because they are the middlemen for students and NSFAS offices themselves.
Oh, this thing is an issue, ne?
It is an issue.
A big one. So if you're not funded in FYC, how do you come up with so much some programs that when I see them, I see like, there's money in here. Good team.
That, yes, I have to credit my team. Like, I don't think FYC would be what it is
without people around you.
Exactly, and I don't like the fact that it's like structured around me.
I've met people who speaks about FYC. I try by all means to go to them. I say at least one thing bad for FYC. None.
Not possible.
None. Even Kuda, you know Kuda?
Yeah.
The one with fashion.
Yeah.
I spoke with her yesterday more in the Heritage Day. I was like, okay, let me find some information. Is Tyrone a detector? What is it? A detector. Tyrone is energetic. I know it. Tyrone is very energetic. He loves everyone. He speaks. He can talk to you for 4 hours. He's an idea guy. He's like, he comes up with strategy. I'm like, Tyrone is president. A president is a person who says, let's do this without even consulting with you guys. I don't know, Tyrone hooked me up. Let's do fashion. Let's do this thing of fashion. Come up, and then we're good. I'm good to go. Like, I involve none. I'm like, do you guys do this thing of good? Let my staff meet. Then we discuss the way forward. If maybe I did something wrong, then let's talk it out of. Let's talk it out of it. Good. See, next time we won't be having the same glitch, because maybe you are president because of the thing that you've created. Yeah. But when you're with them, they only see Tyrone. How do you do it?
No,
Mr. President.
You see, for that one, I don't have a perfect answer. But how I feel is, as much as I'm president, I must also be with the people. I am for the people. I'm not above them.
True.
You understand me? Everything I do is because of the people. You understand me? They come and they make things happen. I don't make things happen. People think being president is a thing of you have power. I have authority in terms of giving direction.
Oh yeah.
I'm basically the guy that has to be the bad guy in terms of when there are two ideas, I have to kill one because I think one is better. I'm the guy in terms of I don't have to be subjective. I'm not allowed to. My sister is secretary. My best friend is deputy president. Basically the whole top team, all my best friends. He's Tadi Wanasha. He's chairperson of ICT right now.
Damn.
He's chairperson of ICT. He's sports and wellness officer for FYC. My best friend Alvis contested for chairperson, for deputy secretary. He came out third. Leona contested for chairperson against Tadi. She came out second. And then there's the media office.
Yeah.
There's like everyone there. There's skips, dog, like ghosts.
You have the whole company with you, man.
Like, that's the thing. And even to those people, they're my friends, but I'm not allowed to be subjective. You understand me? If work is not done, work is not done. I must reprimand.
So have you ever written something to the management and we're asking for a particular thing like donations and yan? They never pull through.
No, I'd be lying.
Or
if
you
I
don't want
yes.
to like interact with them. It's fine like that. You do it on your own.
No, in terms of donations, we didn't, but we tried to collaborate for events. You understand me?
Yeah.
So, like when we started FYC, it was not a thing of let's go for fun. We wanted to prove ourselves before we could start asking for money. Because if you give your money, you have to prove yourselves. But if they know your work, now you do your own thing, and they'll be like, okay, this is what you have done. That is your work. But I don't like to be directed in that sense. That's why now I go to businesses. I'm like, this is what I have to offer. I've done this. Not tell me how to do my work.
So if I want to enter to FYC, must I write a CV?
No. No, like you see, okay, first and foremost, like I said, if you're a first year by default, you're an FYC member. You can call me at any time. You can call the top 10 at any time. You can call anyone in the subcommittee to help you at any time. We'll wake up. I will leave what I'm doing and come to you. As much as I'm just bad at communication, that's why people think I'm not available. I have people that text me on the phone, but because my phone is like so, it's not up to date. I use a Nokia C20.
Yeah.
And then the WhatsApp gets slow, the phone gets hot. So I don't respond to everyone, but I try to be consistent when I wake up. Understand me? So even like the whole FYC, that's why I don't like the fact that people think FYC is me. FYC is everyone and everywhere. You can tap your neighbor and say, Kuri, are you part of FYC? Help me. I'm looking for Tyrone. I need 1, 2, 3. I got kicked out of race. I'm looking for my report. You understand me?
Yeah.
So I don't like the fact that it's me. Because it's not me, it's everyone.
You are a picture, my brad.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm trying to remove as I fade away.
You can't.
I understand that. That I understand. But
it's like removing Julius Malema from EFF.
No, you must understand. Julius is smart. People do not give Julius Malema credit.
Just like Penuel.
Oh my god. Those people are smart. Julius didn't have a 1-year plan. Nah.
Just like you.
I don't know.
When I've been here, you had a plan coming here. This is where. Next year we'll be president. That's what Kuda said. Kuda said, just relax. Screw enter to the president because you guys, you think a president, a comrade must look a certain way. Yeah. That's why Skillstreets don't vote. Skillstreets would vote when they see Tyrone, when Tyrone reach president. Yeah. Born, you will see there will be a diverse in this institution.
That's the thing I'm trying to promote. Like facts, dog. I don't have like a 1-year plan. Like I said, Julius had a 5-year plan. Me, Julius Trojan host South Africa. People don't see that. Ministers, governors are in certain positions for who? For Julius.
Yes.
He didn't have a 1-year plan. Didn't take 1 year. You understand me? Yeah. So I respect people like that. I will respect you not because you're part of a political party. You are a human before that. He is Julius Malema before he's EFF. He was Julius Malema before as president of ANC Youth League. You understand me? Those positions just gave him that, okay, now I have to be this way. I have to switch on. True. So myself, these positions don't really give me in terms of, oh no, I have power. I don't have power. I'm just given more like space to maneuver and for my ideas to come out. I'm not there to be a dictator. That's why, like you asked before, yes, I meet with some of the FYC members. I'm very bad. You can ask him. Sometimes I don't pitch to meetings, understand me? But I try by all means to organize them. So even if I don't come there, those people can be there and see each other. So FYC is not Tyrone. You understand me? Yes, so myself also, I have this 5-year plan that I keep on every day. I wake up and I think about it and I see it. I'm gonna leave. That's the reality of it. True. Then I want it to be so that even when when I'm working. I don't mind when I'm working to be like, here's money to fund. But before then, I know we would have money. We'll have money. It's gonna be there.
Any plans for FYC outside the institution?
Yeah, facts. Like in terms of outside, people don't understand TUT itself. Okay, so thing is, no.
Yeah.
The reason vets, UJ, UP, all these big universities have money is because they have businesses that are involved with them. Problem with TUT is the businesses are more for like, I don't understand them. I won't even lie in terms of how they grow capitals and stuff like that. What I'm trying to do for TUT is create the same relationships that Vets has with Adidas, with the SABC News, with all those people. But by doing what? One, Trumpis is outside. Trumpis can come into TUT. He's a small business owner. He himself can meet. Trumpis is a small business owner. People might think that it's not significant. It is very. People from TUT buy there. Students, food. You understand me? Muruti is here. I've never seen Muruti come to maybe one of a conference talking about money literacy, financial literacy. They should bring him. They should maybe help him arrange the menu. He's overpriced. He knows he's overpriced. He must understand students. Bring businesses into TUT, make them engage with the students. TUT students are basically an audience. That's why I was asking you about audiences, what you target. Because when you're in TUT, every day you host an event, you can give exposure to Adidas. Tell Adidas, please bring certain shoes for our runners. We're gonna host you here. Red Bull has a small car. And they host this fun events where they bring a PlayStation, they bring the Red Bull event. At main campus, they bring 25k.
Damn.
You understand me? Bring them here, give them exposure as well. It's not like we're isolated. We are 45 minutes away from main campus, dog.
Damn.
Let's collaborate. There was Skipper Kaspit or whatever. If you are SRC, you go there to him, you're like, we want you to help our students live better. We have more accredited races now. They can't travel far. Can you please maybe collaborate with us in the sense of you deliver, we give you these accredited races locations. You put them in your database. When you do that, you engage with this. You even give us a certain price, a discount for TUT students. I'm doing that with Embedded. Embedded, like when you go to Embedded, I'm about to release a poster. When you go to Embedded, any person is 100 rand to TUT students, not even Soshanguve. Why? Like you're saying, I want FYC to grow outside. How I'm going to do that is branch out to all the other campuses, not by making FYC at the campuses. No, individuals, like I'm saying, are FYC. So wherever you go, you represent FYC. You don't need a structure. You don't need... As long as you have us, you can call us from social media. I will travel to main campus. I will travel wherever I have to engage with you, to hear your ideas.
So in other words, you're telling me, maybe whenever you go out, you finish your course, you go out, then you create another FYC that will fund the current FYC. Then you start implementing FYC in each and every institution.
Facts. You actually put it better than I could. Facts.
Yeah, man. So you would find it in terms of anything.
But like, to think about it, like I'm already doing that. As much as I don't have specific directions, I feel like me myself, when I do things, is a thing of it's supposed to happen this way. I hosted freshers, not to take credit away from SRC, but SRC plugged me on the freshers gig. And then I became basically like the marketer. I went mad, running up and down selling tickets. Credit to Elvis, to Austin, who went with me to Shaka. We went at 5, came back at like, I don't know how. It was like 8, 9. Sanele, bruh, sold tickets at Shaka. Alex and the A team sold tickets at Shaka. Gota at Tocom sold tickets. People were helping me. As much as I got the gig, I was able to spread it down and be like, yes.
I've done it.
Not I've done it, we've done it. FYC, like, that's why I'm like FYC hosted freshers, not Tyrone.
You brought MacG.
No. SRC brought MacG. I was just part of the marketing team. He was there. He sold tickets.
How was it, my brad?
Very easy, very simple.
They get exposure to how it works.
He got a pepper spray.
He was fighting were you fighting by the door?
Me?
Yeah.
I even came in and told the podcast they open the door. People are dying out there. If they die, they're gonna sue you. You can't be closing the door while people are dying outside. You can't.
Thanks. Like, that was wrong.
You can't.
That was wrong.
You can't even pepper spray. You don't know who's allergic to that thing. You can't even do that.
So in actually, what you guys mean is next time, there mustn't be an outsiders who comes to institution just because of now there's a program for freshers. Don't.
Nah, that is wrong.
What's freshers?
It's for students, I think.
Exactly, for fresh students.
Sure.
So why bring outsiders to freshers?
I think I understand that concept of why bring students like outsiders to freshers. Like there's not enough capital that they want to raise. So the people that get the freshers gig, they do not get money from TUT. Is what I've observed.
Yeah.
I can't say it's actual facts, but what I've observed is they get money after they've hosted the gig. So the amount you want to use is up to you. So as a funder, if you want to maybe use like a lot of money and then you want maybe your return to be big, you need to involve everyone, not just students. But you see right now what we're doing in terms of reaching out to outsiders, in terms of making deals with embedded, with tattoo artists, with drumpies, and like all these people. It's so that like when you're hosting events like freshers, I didn't like the layout of freshers. Like I've had high school events that were better than that. No offense. Why? Because it was not engaging to students. You know what you do for freshers? If I was gonna host freshers, we basically first, if you wanna do this, you can move it outside. The Route First was not a problem. Maybe they didn't like the small space, but I understood the small space. It was like what you do is you bring relevant stalls. Students have stalls. Make it interesting. The food prices were too high.
Damn. The alcohol?
It was proper. 25 was proper. You understand me? Maybe they can drop it down, but it was proper. For me, it was proper. Because there were alcohol that was between 20, 25, so it was nothing that people could stress about.
Yeah.
But the engagement, like, events are not for management. Events are not for you, the person hosting it. It's for the people. Think about the people. It's not about how you see it. How are the people going to perceive it? When you host an event, make sure that students don't just come for the sake of coming, but it's something that they can engage with. I had the same conversation with one of the organizations I'm part of, a committee that I'm part of. I told them, like, in terms of hosting events, we do not do it for numbers, but we do so people can go back and be like, yeah, it was fun. A carnival rides are for people. They're not there to be like, yeah, we have rights, we have power. People like hosting events on campus to show numbers, make it for the students, forget the numbers. There was, you see the live band I asked you to take a video of?
Yeah.
People were passing, like they were passing forever. So people just took clips, 30-second clips, going into the bus. They didn't stand there. There was not a massive crowd, but how many people took videos? I was there busy observing a lot. And how many of them did post?
Sure, plenty for sure.
That is an experience for people. It's not about I have numbers. That's why now I try to isolate my events and make them smaller. Because like I said, I'm trying to run with people that run with me. You can't be forever holding people's hands. No, it's not possible. You have to let go of others and take the ones that are serious sometimes. If I host an event, you do not come, I understand. I'm not going to force you to come. Maybe you have other interests. That is fine. But for me to come and drag you, that's what I think of even knocking on the door for elections. Make elections interesting so people can be like, I'm going to vote. Do not drag them. Do not grab their phones. You don't need to over t-shirts.
You want them to come with parcelas?
Not even parcelas, dog. Like, you see, like this year, I think Julius Malema embraced the concept of campaigning.
How? For FNB Stadium.
He went all out.
Carnival seats.
The Americans are the best at elections. It's not. I don't try to be American. They are just good at certain things, and I take those certain aspects. Sure. UK, Uganda, all these countries, they make sure that campaigning. But artists themselves have to promote themselves. Nothing is special about elections. You have to campaign. You have to promote elections. Make videos, make songs. Don't just do maybe giving out pencils. No, be a FIFA game night. I proposed a Sasco versus EFF. You all bring your messes. It's not like we're fighting.
Yeah, we're not.
We don't have guns. It's not like we're a gang. Let's come and meet at the soccer stadium. Shall we play soccer? Who's the best? We play netball. We make sure that women are involved. Not just about pads. You give them their netball courts. All we need is beeps, a whistle, and maybe different t-shirts. You wear your own political t-shirt. You play against each other. We have a whole election campaign in terms of Opasma, Sadesmo, SEO, EFF versus Sasco versus ANC.
Sure.
Make campaigning interesting. It's not about t-shirts. Students, the voting rate was 50. With t-shirts. Organizations had more than 3,000 t-shirts. Maybe I'm over exaggerating. Maybe around 1.5 each of them. But combine how many organizations were campaigning. With those people, it's supposed to be above 5,000 people that vote.
Sure.
It was roughly about 10. But still, the numbers, to me, they don't add up. They don't make sense.
They're very low, ne?
They're very low. Social Ngube is a ground for politics. Make politics interesting for students to vote. They don't need t-shirts. They do not need to be bribed.
Speaking of election, 2024 is coming.
Yeah.
Do you think youth will vote?
Me, that's when if youth votes, EFF is winning. Facts. That one is not. If EFF can get the youth to vote, the same way they got them to vote in campuses. Because the problem is that
taking every campus, every institution.
Facts. Credit to EFF. You know, must give credit where credit is due. They took it.
So if now they will vote, they will win.
I believe that. It's like what you like. I feel like I'm saying, EFF embraced what campaigning is. They're going all out. Julius going up there like Beyonce is not because he's mad. He knows what he's doing. He making sure that his executives are traveling around campuses. He knows what he's doing. If had they just brought Azuma to campuses,
sure.
Imagine.
Sure.
The voting would have been interesting. I believe that most of campuses would have been EFF, SASCO, ACUC. Yeah. You understand me? It would have been interesting. Like, I feel like for other political organizations, they're too focused on like the actual politics. You see China leaves Russia and America to fight. China is not racist. China is for everyone. China embraces working with people. China understands what it's doing. It does not have time for petty things. Politics are not petty. But politics become personal. When they become personal, they become petty. Make it for who's better at what I'm doing. Let me outsmart you, not let me be more personal than you. Show me that you're a politician by raise issues that are relevant. Show us solutions. Being a politician is not about singing. You must not know. It's about you identifying a problem and being someone that advocates for that problem, someone that speaks for it in terms of solution making, breaking it down so other people will understand. I think most of the time politicians, like the language they use, seems like it's above, like the vocabulary is too much for other people.
Yeah.
It's because they understand and comprehend things that people don't. That's why they seem crazy. They are not. I do not believe politicians are crazy. Politicians see an error that you don't, but cannot articulate it for you to understand.
So in your personal life journey, do you see yourself as a politician?
Yeah, I'd say that I see myself as a politician, not
because of the background.
No, not because of like
your mom is DA, your father is ANC.
Nah, so
good coalition, by the
way. So basically, my stepdad is DA.
Yeah.
My father is a former veteran of SASCO. He got was banished during the times, and So it is not because of that. I can't say that. I feel like my father himself, like I said, when I came to TT, he was on some don't be a comrade.
Sure.
Yeah, he told me straight, don't be a comrade. Don't be a comrade.
It's not good.
Yeah, he's like the stereotype.
Fail. I was told that also. You fail.
Remove the stereotype.
Damn. Now we hear you.
Remove the stereotype.
Let me just do FYC.
Like,
I live my life best. My brother, I just imagine your peace when you sleep. Knowing very well, good to know FYC is you have peace, my brother.
Peace with a dog.
I mean, I have peace having this conversation.
I don't have peace.
My brother, you have peace. Don't you have peace? Doing something that you're passionate to do.
I can't say I have peace because I think of FYC always. You must understand. FYC is not just about hosting events. We have academic programs, we have academic issues. We advocate for literally everything. We're basically SRC for FYC, for first years, I mean. Because like the moments I created FYC was to duplicate and mimic SRC, but for first years, because I saw that they do not have caters that cater to first years. Aside
so
from
you also
ICT.
focus more on this thing of blockage on January.
Yeah, we do that. We reference you to SRC. To be honest, SRC has power, but they don't use it the way they're supposed to. You understand me?
Yeah.
So because we are organizations, and I don't think I'm an organization. I think that like FYC is too diverse to just be called an organization at this point. I'd have to find like a better term for it. Because we govern, we do business, we do education, we do outreaches. Like, I feel like FYC must go to a point where it's part of, like, it's literally SGLD.
Damn.
I have to be cocky if I have to be. But, like, for when you're part of FYC, it's like a learning journey of not just leadership, but we give you exposure to what is on campus. The platform that I create is what I imagine the university to be. Having like a music record label, having a sports club, having a basketball team is what I think universities should have. Then I created in that FYC platform. I wanted a society in terms of having like people can't speak English like you and I do.
Yeah.
There's someone that can express themselves in Tonga. Let them be able to speak to Tonga people, to ask questions related to TT in Tonga or Zulu or Pedi. My deputy president was fortunate enough to see my vision, and she created it. She took an area where I just created Icon in Tonga for Tonga people, because I didn't want, like I said, infringe.
True.
And she did it. Now we have actual people that can now, hopefully in the future, I don't know if it's there yet, matter what I hope for the societies is, if you cannot express yourself, do not be silent in TUT. We are here for you, no matter if you can speak English or not. I understand you come from a different background, but we are all humans. Speak what you have to speak. In terms of therapy, the reason a lot of people do not go to therapy is because we all have to speak English. Imagine I'm Tonga, I must speak English to express myself. I can't even express myself in English.
Yeah.
You understand me? I have things like this was brought up somewhere I went. I just can't disclose. But it was brought up that a lot of people, when they try to communicate how they feel, we feel a lot. You understand me? Like, we feel a lot because we go through a lot, but we can't talk to each other because, one, we don't know how to communicate because of our parents. And then two, there's a language barrier. Although we all speak English, I talk a lot, I do not communicate. There's a difference. What message am I passing on? What do I want you to hear?
No, I understand. Me and you, my brother, we can talk till the sun goes under our nuts. So I just want to know, my brother, in our closing statement, when you speak of the message and everything, what would you say to a person at your age and younger than you?
Well, right now, that would be crazy. Right now, all I'd have to say, like I said, it's the same thing I battle every day, is trying to be myself. Because like people see me differently because of who I am. I stand out because I'm different. It's not cocky to say you stand out because you're different. We're all different individually. But me myself, I battle trying to be me because of the stereotypes that come with being me. You understand me? So me myself, I battle being myself. So I tell you, just grow up and be you. Be that you before you get there, so you do not have to like water down yourself to fit in. Because honestly, me myself, I fit in everywhere. There's a reason for that. There's a reason I have to relate with everyone.
True.
You understand me? I give pieces of me everywhere. Unfortunately, I couldn't be me before this point. So be yourself before you get to the point where you have to make sacrifices in life. Have to think of other people first.
Thank you so much, my brother. That was touching, man. Love talking to you. Looking forward to talking to you even more.
Always. You must come through. You must chill. You know, you must chill. You know, come through, buy food. You must chill.
Yeah, I'm sure we
We're on the
will.
same campus.
True.
We're not serious.
No, I would do that. I remain serene, calm, and collective. What it is, isn't what will always be. Life isn't. My friend. Hey, you were so emotional today. Hey. Hey, you were emotional today. What happened?
Let me see the me. I cannot think about scrutiny. I make my flame of my business. I'm a brand of my business. Let me see the me. I cannot think about scrutiny. I make my flame of my business. I'm a brand of my business.
I don't smoke.